Kelvin Hagen here with the Agape morning prayer on this wonderful Monday, the day after Easter Sunday. Ah, just so everybody remembers to do this, I'm going to do it right here in front of us. First thing I like to do is to share this video onto my page, just because somebody else might see the video that needed to grow some way, needed to expand, needed to let go, needed to have their own grand rising, right? So if I share this on my page, perhaps one more person will find agape, will find themselves. So there we go. Let me double check, make sure it's shared properly, because you know Facebook, it sometimes does stuff on its own. And there it is. So I've shared it onto my Facebook page. Please, if you feel inclined, share it onto yours as well. You never know who might need this little bit of love that Agape has to offer. Now I'm going to turn off my ringer. Say hi to everybody. Easter was yesterday, right? Easter. A wonderful holiday shared by so many different traditions and religions all around the world. Everybody's celebrating the new birth in different ways. In Christianity, it's done with the rising of Jesus Christ. Right? I believe he rose for us in one way, to teach us that we can rise. And he's not just talking about rising up at the end of our human life. He's talking about rising up each day to the new moment, the new beginning, right? So, feels good. I saw some wonderful people yesterday at Agape. A few people here that know me from Facebook here came up to me, and one of them warmed my heart. She introduced herself, and she thanked me for mentioning the practitioner corps, and mentioning, like Reverend Michael does, that having a practitioner, a spiritual therapist, is where the future's going. And she said that inspired her to get one. Now she called up another practitioner that fit with her, and she set it up. But she thanked me for saying, get out there, get a practitioner, talk to them, share yourself with them. And it was just warmed my heart to hear how one moment, one sentence I said here helped change somebody's life, helped move them further into the position of finding more out about who and whose they are. So it was a beautiful thing. Good morning, Marvin. Hi, Deborah from San Francisco. People can put your prayer requests, put in your affirmations over in the comments. You can put where you're from if you like. And it's always nice to see all the comments, and I do go over all of them. And I hold each one in a moment of prayer. Deborah, good morning. Della, good morning. Oops, good afternoon for you, because you're over in Portugal, right? Portia, good morning. Good morning. Right. Sorry about that. Got a little bit of congestion in my sinuses today. Pollens, things are blooming around here, and feeding my immune system, and the result of that is sometimes I get a little bit congested, but I'm so blessed to have that pollen making me stronger every day. I'm grateful to have you here, Portia. Grand Rising from Houston. Oh, where'd I go? Brian. Portia's in Oregon. Barbara, good morning. Prayers that Harold will get his affairs in order while transitioning from prison. Knowing that where Harold is, God is, and Harold's newfound physical freedom, that with that comes the newfound freedom of knowing that he is one in the life of God. And if he doesn't know it, we know it for him. I know that Harold is with and as God moving forward in his life. Yes, Harold gets a grand rising himself. Good morning, Lenores. Morning, Roslyn. San Diego. Hi, Wayne. Good to have you with us. Always good to see and feel your love in every one of these prayers that you come to. Christina. Good now, everybody. Good now. Luz from Riverside. Buenos dias. Mucho blessings, bro. From Keisha. Thank you, Keisha. Love you too. Grand rising from Michelle Gilder. Hi, Michelle. Hope you had an opportunity to go back into and listen to the book club last week. Sorry that you missed it live, but it was a beautiful, beautiful discussion. Thank you, Keisha. Yeah, and on the back side of it, it has a whole bunch of things that my sacred circle said were some of the characteristics about me that they thought of. And to me, that's beautiful, and I love to use this cup. And sometimes it's nice to read it and be reminded of what other people see in me. Good morning, Libby. Dorna, hello, and so wonderful to meet you and Art in person yesterday. That was such a blessing. It was great to see you at Agape on Easter. Oh my gosh, the place was popping, was it not? It was wonderful. It was just so much love filling the air. Yes, it was beautiful, and it's just great to meet you all. So glad you were there. Allergy time, a little bit, but I don't consider it an allergy anymore. I just consider it a reminder that it's working. The same way sometimes you'll take a medicine or an herb and you might feel a little bit of something that's not comfortable, but you know that it's working to make you stronger and make you better. So I don't even consider it allergies anymore. It's just I get a tickle in my nose, sometimes a little bit of congestion, reminding me birds and the flowers and the bees are taking care of me. Nature loves nature. Hi, Brian. Knowing that while you're looking for your work is seeking you, and that while you're there, all your needs are met, and you are moving forward as and in the life of God. Wow, my thing just did something weird, and a whole bunch of messages just went blank, so I may have lost the ability to see a bunch of stuff. Sometimes Facebook starts jumping around all kinds of crazy ways. Hello, Marilyn. Hello, Cynthia. Yes, Compton, right down the street. Nice. John, Faust. Hello. All right. I am definitely losing some of these messages. I'll go over them all later. Put your prayer requests. And remember, request, we're affirming what is, rather than advertising what isn't. Remember, when we get a lot of worry and stress and anxiety, it's just prayer for what we don't want. But let me take a moment and talk about Easter here for a second, because Easter, it's like, to me, it's a great, powerful time. And I like to say grand rising on Easter, because what wasn't that a grand rising, right? Okay? But we lose track of that sometimes. And I remember that, it's like and I'm going to say this one because it stuck with me for so long. And it's one of the reasons that I made Agape my home and Reverend Michael my teacher, one of my teachers. Okay? It was on an Easter Sunday in Agape. And Reverend Michael was up there, and he likes to play around sometimes too, right? And he goes, folks, I'm going to get a little serious here now, and I want to share with you the 9 words that Jesus Christ said that never got in the Bible. And these are my favorite things that Jesus ever said. And everybody's on pins and needles on the front of their seat waiting to hear this. Maybe what is this that Jesus said to Michael? That maybe said it to him this morning. Who knows? And we're all the silence. You could have dropped a pin and heard it. And Reverend Michael goes, well, it It was when he pushed the stone off the tomb. And he jumps out and he says, "Ta-da, I'm back. How do you like me now?" And we all started to laugh. The whole congregation was just laughing so loud. And Reverend Michael started laughing with us. He was laughing up there too. And he goes, "Yep, it's nice that we can joke and kid around like this. However, this is what's happened to so much of the world and how they do it, how they celebrate an individual or worship a being, a person." And he said, this is what so many religions have done to the great teachers of our world, and particularly this one great teacher. And he said, they've taken the greatest example of who we are, and they turned it into the greatest exception. Yeah, pause and think about that for a minute. For me, Easter is about each day taking what comes into my life and releasing and letting go of the stuff that doesn't serve me. Moving beyond it. Taking a new moment. It's an example in my life of how I can start over anytime I want. My easy peasy, three breath meditation is all about that. I don't need to continue on the path that I'm on. I can shift that path. And when I shift that path, my choice can determine whether I'm living in heaven or whether I'm living in hell. Right here, right now. So when I say grand rising today, I'm talking about each and every one of you, each and every one of us, as we rise. Not from bed in the morning, though that isn't grand rising, but we rise from our old self into a new, more aware, more awake, more compassionate, more loving self. We set aside the things that are not serving us. The little death. And we move on. Right? So, and I love that story. I love that story because I don't put people on pedestals. I learn, and all people are my teachers. And all people have the potential to be my students. And as I look out at life, knowing that everything out there is the living, breathing life of God, and I do mean everything, I am blessed. I've been doing this affirmation this week for a class I'm taking, and every day I'm saying it multiple times of the day. I'm saying, I expect prosperity in my life because my mind is attuned to my infinite source of supply this day. That's my grand rising. Every minute, knowing that all I need, all I ever need, I have, I am. So I'm going to go over a few more of these comments real quick, and then we're going to go into some moments of prayer. Blessings to all, to your son and his fiancée as they prepare for their wedding. Congratulations! Woo-hoo! That is so sweet. That is awesome. My love is with you. Wayne is overstimulated. Wow, that can be a good thing. Peace and rarest blessings. That was Alice, and I lost her. There she is. Agape family, West Hollywood, yes. And then a bunch of blank spaces again. Facebook is definitely telling me I get to read all these comments later. And Wayne, I see you. Ooh. So, on this day after Easter, this grand rising morning, let's take a moment right now, easy peasy, threesy. Let's just go into these 3 breaths. And I invite you, when you're taking these 3 breaths, to take it all the way in, fill your entire body cavity with the love that's breathing into you. Hold it for a little bit at the top and then let it out slowly and hold it at the bottom before you take the next one in. And I really invite you to really pay attention to your breath and your heart. Lately, I've really been able to feel and feel inside of me and to hear my heart beating. And rather than counting seconds, I'm counting off the beats of my heart. Y'all ready? Let's go. Easy peasy, threesy. And just 1 second here. Okay. It feels good. Oh, I am blessed. I am so grateful. I am so grateful right now for my breath. I am so grateful that I woke up this morning feeling my heartbeat, my breath coming in and out. I am grateful that I got to take a little time just to lie there in gratitude when I woke up and allow the gratitude to welcome me to yet another day. I'm grateful for yesterday at Agape and all the people that I met and all the people that came up to me to talk to me at the practitioner desk. I am grateful for all the love I felt. I am grateful for all the input I got. I am grateful for all the requests I got. I am grateful for all the people that were in my life then and are in my life now. I am grateful to be. I am so grateful just to be me, right here, right now, always, in all ways. I am grateful for the celebration of the grand rising, the Tada. I am so grateful that I understand that the grand rising of the Christ was an example of who and who I am. I am grateful for all of this, knowing that all of this is God. The one life, the one love, the one it, the big everything, the infinite, the infinity. Call God whatever you want. As long as you know that there is no thing anywhere that you can touch, breathe, or see that is not God. No thing. And even the no thing between the things is God. This presence has always been, will always be, never changes, just expands. God is, period. Knowing this to be the absolute truth, I know that what I am is what God is. What I am is what the Christ is. What I am is love, life, breath. And if it's what I am, it is certainly what each one of us are. Each one of us is the living, breathing life of God. Right now, we get to experience the new beginnings of the grand rising each day, each moment, multiple times of the day. We get to experience this because we get to experience all that God experiences. Make no mistake. The wonderful, perfect power that is the power of God is what we are. We are all that is. And today, as I move forward, knowing that all the illusions of things that I've created in my life through misthought, misused power, I set aside and deny that they are, period. For my life is the divine life of the one life of God. The abundance of God is the abundance of Kelwyn and the abundance of all of us here. Our abundance is the abundance of God. Our love here is the love of God. Our healing here is the perfect healing, the perfect healed that is the life of God. So as I move forward and hold each one of us here in this prayer, each one that hears it later, and each one on this entire round globe called Earth, I hold us all in the loving embrace of God, knowing that where we are right now, any and all of us, God is not just around us, not above us, not below us, but in us, as us. And knowing that the perfect healing of God is in me, I know that all the things taking place in me are taking place in perfect time. And the perfect healing is taking place inside my perfect being. I know this to be true of all of us. We are the divine life of God. So today, on this day after Easter, I carry Easter with me. I carry the new beginning with me. I carry the grand rising with me. I carry this grand rising with me wherever I am. I carry my grand rising with me when I'm thinking and praying with other people for other people. As I shape my thoughts of their perfection and know that they are where God is and God is where they are. The simplicity is so beautiful. We get to be reborn over and over and over again. And each time we rise up to a new beginning, we get to express ourselves as the divine love of God in a new way that has never been expressed before and will never be expressed again. Today, I am that grand rising. Today, I know that the earth is that grand rising, that all over this planet, each and every spot where there is nation-created turmoil from the lies we create with the false boundaries we put on this planet, I know that in those places, God is, and the grand rising is taking place there each moment, each day. The world is rising to a higher level, to a higher experience of who and whose we are. I know that each and every person here that may be suffering from a disease or a condition, that right now, even in that condition, God is, purpose is. There is no spot where God is not. It is everywhere. So as I rise again today, and I remember that I get to rise again tomorrow, and I get to rise again this afternoon, and I get to rise again tonight, rise with me. Consciously make the choice to live in heaven now. No waiting, no suffering, just knowing that I am what God is, you are what God is, we are the very life of God. Oh. Sometimes that just hits me with so much amazing grace. It's hard to go on. So right now, right here, join me. Join me in this now moment, this new beginning, this resurrection of our being. I resurrect from the fear that I've had in my life. I resurrect from the doubts that I've had in my life. I've resurrected from anything and everything that doesn't serve me. And with my resurrection, I forgive myself for all the things I've done to separate my conscious self from my connected being in the one. I let it go. And I give thanks that this power is in each and every one of us. I give thanks for this power in me. I give thanks for this spiritual conviction I have of just knowing that my faith is stronger than my problems, bigger than my challenges. I bring my challenges to my big God. And I give thanks. And I let it go. I release it knowing that my release is circulating this into it. I release all my compassion out into the world, and I vibrate it out knowing that by releasing this and moving it forward, I am circulating this love into the world. I release and let go of all my doubts, all my fears, all my anxieties. I release and let go knowing that I am. I let it go. I let go of all the possibilities, and I invite and accept and expect all the positivities. I let it go and I say, and so it is. Amen. I'm feeling it today. Yesterday was amazing. I'm going to go back and listen to the service again from yesterday. It was just beautiful. Everything about it was just flowing beautifully. I invite you, if you did not see the service yesterday, go back and watch it again on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever you like. It's there. It's worth it. And I want to thank everybody for all the messages here and all the prayer affirmations and whatnot. I'm going to be going through all of these shortly. And I look forward to it. Hello, Elena. Thank you. I know I felt it pretty powerfully. So, and I want to invite you to go to agapelive.com. Don't just look at the service, but look at the service. Go in and look at all the things Agape does. Take a close look at all the ministries they have. And when you're looking at them, ask yourself, how can I be of service here to others? And look at it and find some way that you can be of service at Agape. And look up and see how Agape can be of service to you. And I'm going to repeat this again, too, because when I say this, then I get somebody that comes up to me and says, thank God you said that, Kelvin, because it never really occurred to me. I'm a practitioner at Agape. I see clients for spiritual therapy, and I love it, and it's so rewarding. And I invite you to find yourself a practitioner. You can look me up here on Facebook. I'm Kelwin Hagan. And beyond that, you can go to agapepractitioners.com. And you can read about all the different practitioners that are active and what they do. Find one that I can pray with you personally. Find one that you can have a prac session, a spiritual therapy session with. And just as Reverend Michael says, at the time for us to all have a spiritual counselor, a spiritual guide is here. Time to let go of the litigation and bring in the resurrection. Because that's what I do as a practitioner, and that's what I think we all do, is we bring people closer to understanding who and whose they are and help them expand their conscious contact with themselves inside the one life of God that is them. So get a practitioner, talk to them. And if you're anywhere in the LA area, come on into Agape and find me, say hi. Nothing feels better than when people come up to me and they know who I am and they give me a hug and they express their love for me and what I've done and who I am. And I hope I do a decent job of expressing how much I love each and every one of you and appreciate you here with me. So, peace. I love you. And I look very much forward to this afternoon. At noon, I do the noon meditation. I will be pausing my day to come out and meditate with y'all at noon. And if you can be there, come join me. And I love you. I love you. I love you. Ah.